Everybody, it's your boy CM Motivates coming at you this morning here in Melbourne for a special episode of More Than Just a Game. And, our podcast will start in a couple of weeks, but I just wanted to run the special edition because it features one of our very own athletes, Katu, who you may have heard last year in our podcast, speaking about this opportunity for him to go to Hamilton Boys High School to further his rugby career. And, it's always been a dream of his since we met him way back when he was young in our Mini Giants program. And now he's 16 years old and he's off. But the story behind Katu is that he's gone on his own. So that means that he's left his family here in Melbourne in pursuit of his career and furthering his rugby. And as you know, we're in the time of COVID. And so we're in time of isolation. So he is isolating on his own in the hotel down there in New Zealand. And we are going to catch up with him. And so without further ado, I want to welcome you, Katu, to More Than Just a Game, our special edition. Welcome in. How's everything going in New Zealand?
Hey, Chris. Yeah, everything's going good. Just still in isolation and that.
Yeah. And when did you arrive in New Zealand, Katu?
On Sunday, just gone. So been here for about 5 days.
Wow, it just seemed like, not long ago we were on the same podcast and we're talking about you about to embark on this journey. And I know there was a little bit of hiccup here and there, just with things to paperwork and that, but now you're there. So you're finally there. So how does it feel, man, to, how did it feel? Like, let's go back. Like, how did it feel like, leaving your family, that last day when you're about to go, how did that feel, man?
I was sad at first saying goodbye to all my siblings and my parents and that, but only because being the first born child. But now that I'm here, it's really an eye opener. Or it's really made me think what I have to focus on now, and what I have ahead of me. So yeah.
Wow, and talk me through that moment when you're in the airplane, the doors are shut, okay, the engines are turned on, it's fired up. And the plane takes off. What was going through your head, man? You're only young, 16 years old. You're leaving your family, your support network in pursuit of your dream. What was that like for you, that moment?
Well, it was scary going through all the security or through the airport and that by myself after I had to say goodbye to my parents. But as soon as the doors closed, I knew there was no going back, and I just had to focus and lock in. And this is just think of that. This is what I've always wanted, and that it all begins here.
Wow, what a mindset, man. I love that, and so proud of you, you're only 16. I mean, I did a similar journey, but I was 20. When I left my family in New Zealand to come to Australia, and I knew that when I stepped onto that plane, there was no turning back, exactly what you said. And so that, I'm really, really proud of you. Well done. And then you got to New Zealand, you got off the plane, obviously, went through customs, and then straight into your hotel. Was there police officers there to escort you, or
there was
the army, the whole army of New Zealand, or
probably not. There were heaps of them. They were guiding us because we had to get on a bus, so it was all boiled off where we can and can't go. So every 5 meters there was another police officer or a guard or anything. We had to go through, do our security, and then when we got out, we had to wait for the last bus.
Wow.
And then we got taken, but our hotel was only across the road from the Auckland airport anyway, so it was all right.
So did you, because I know how you love your training, did you just run across with your bags?
I wish it would have been quicker instead of waiting.
I thought you would have carried your bags on both arms and just run across, being a fit man that you are.
I was going to carry one hand over the head, eh?
One finger.
One finger. Three bags.
Nah, that's awesome, bro. And so tell me, what is it like in isolation? You're on lockdown pretty much. How many days and what activities can you do? Is it just in your room, or is there somewhere you can go train?
Well, it was right at first. When we first got in here, I was thinking it's going to be a nice vacation. It's going to be nice and fun, nothing to think about it. But after the first couple of days, knowing or seeing all the rules in that and what you have to do, especially with the mask.
Yep.
You have to wear, since we're in isolation, you have to wear a mask everywhere you go.
Wow.
So the things we have access to is probably only going downstairs for a walk throughout the day and probably the running times. There's only like 1 hour slots for running. So it's in the morning between, I think it's like 6 or 7, and then the night time, which is 7 to 8.
Wow.
And then, but yeah, there's not much we have access to unless we just stay in our room and do whatever.
Do you have like a TV and stuff, or?
Yeah, we have a TV, a nice size, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like a little screen like this?
Yeah, probably it's like an iPad. Nah, but it's alright. It's still good, you know. At least it's got HDMI for the PS4 sometimes to watch movies.
Well, it's good to hear that you still got your humor, man. And that's good. It's always good to keep that humor because you know when you have joy and you're happy, right? You know you can do all heaps of things, right? You can overcome a lot of things. So stay happy, man. Stay on the grind too. Now, awesome. So, so after isolation, you know, you straight back into school. So you're going straight into your boarding school?
Yeah, and straight into the Argyle House.
Argyle House. And then does rugby start straight away?
We haven't heard much about the rugby yet. I know I think the preseason started for them.
Yeah.
And that, but I know that as soon as we get there, I think Nigel is gonna meet up with me in that.
Yeah. Wow. For those viewers that don't know who Nigel is he is the rugby director and assistant principal at Hamilton Boys, but he also coached me back at Kelston Boys for first 15, and now Katu gets to learn from the master himself. So now that's awesome, man. And so tell me, Katu, I mean, you're there now. Right, you're there now. Your family's not there. Right, you're in isolation. Right, you're about to go into boarding school. Right, you're about to hit the ground running. Right, the rubber meets the road. Right, tell me, what are 3 things that you are focusing on at the moment to help you maintain that focus and stay in the zone?
It's probably just thinking about my goal during quarantine or isolation, and knowing what I'm here to do. Another thing is probably just keeping my training up, keeping motivated, getting up in the morning and making sure I go to bed on time and that.
Yeah.
And the other thing is just probably just thinking of my family and that.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome. That's good, man. Those are 3 key focus points, you know, and I encourage you, man, like write it on your wall. You know, write on your wall and don't tag on the wall. I mean, I'm not encouraging tagging, just to find some paper and write it on there, right? And put it on your wall, right? And that way, like when you wake up in the morning, it's the first thing that you see. All right, first thing you see. And I also want to encourage you, like do your prayers as well, you know?
Yeah.
You know, Coach Chris and Coach Marcel and our team, we're always, encourage about praying and that just, help you stir up your faith and belief and all that. But man, we're really, really proud of you, Katu. And like I said earlier to you, we want to kind of like follow your journey over there in New Zealand. So we've done a podcast with you last year, one of you in isolation, and we'll probably look, down the road in the next month or so when rugby's kicked in to catch up again, for another podcast just to see how it's going, like actually playing the game and what it's like to be in the Hamilton Boys culture and stuff like that. And what is your big dream, Katu? I know we've spoken about this a lot of times, but it'll be awesome for the viewers to hear because I'm a big believer in the power of your spoken word. Like whatever you declare, right, will happen, right?
Yeah.
What you say, your mindset will follow, and your actions will follow. So, what is your big dream, man? And
my big dream, besides like even just being able to come to NZ and play for Hamilton Boys, is probably just to make Super Rugby overall. Yeah. Even just go through the process, like all the other competitions they have, even just to go through all those and be able to be part of those.
Wow, that's awesome. You know what? You will get there. You know what? And I say this now, and I'm saying this to everybody watching, right? In 2 or 3 years' time, right? We're going to be doing another podcast, and you're going to be in that Super Rugby jersey, right? And I want you to believe that. I want you to take that, put it in your heart, connect it to your mind, and your actions will follow, all right? Because we believe in you. And we're proud of you, right? It takes guts, man. It takes guts to succeed. It takes guts to make the decision that you have to go over by yourself. Also, on behalf of your parents, it takes a lot of courage to be able to release you to go, right? But you got amazing parents and Janine and Heath, and your siblings, Tafaki and that, and I know that they support you 100%, and also we as well as an Iron Armour community and family. we support you 100% too. So before we finish off tonight, or this morning, Katu, what is one piece of advice? I mean, you know what it's like. The athletes at IAA are training now. You would have seen the stuff on Facebook. They're on the grind, on the sand. You know what it's like, bro. You know what it's like when you're training with either me and Marcel, Falilio Olipo, and even your dad, right? I mean, and John and all the team. Like, there's no sessions where you don't leave dizzy, eh? Right? Yeah. We don't leave like you've left everything on the field. So, I mean, a lot of these new athletes that have come through IAA now in our new season, they're experiencing that right now. What would be your advice for them?
My one advice would probably be that I've always stand by is just always stay committed.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably a big part because, like, it took me 7 to 8 years just to come here. And this shows that commitment is always a key thing when it comes to anything. And that's probably my biggest encouragement is just commitment. Always stay committed and dedicated to what you do.
Look, and that's who you've been, man. That's all we've seen throughout this last 8 years or so. It's just your commitment, right? Commitment to the process, commitment to what the coaches advise you, commitment to what your parents are advising you with. And, hold on tight to that, And now we're definitely excited to see what 2021 will be for you this year. But also for the many athletes and that are watching right now, we're excited. We're excited for what 2021 is going to bring you and your family. We know 2020 was a tough year, right? But I really believe that 2020 was a year of preparation for this year, right? This year's the year of the harvest, right? So whatever you've been training for, building your mindset, building your fitness, whatever that's been like, right? This year, you're going to reap those rewards. And I want to encourage you with that. But Katu, we only have time to catch up for now, what time we have now. But look, we want to do another podcast with you later on in the month just to see how you're tracking, like being in school. Might even get Mr. Hotham to jump on there as well. But it's been nice talking to you, man. We're so proud of you. And, keep up the good work. And, just know that you've got a family here in Melbourne, and I know New Zealand as well, who are backing you 100%. Okay? Any final words for mum and dad or any shout-outs to anyone here in Melbourne? Millions of fans around the world on Instagram?
Shout out to all my friends that starting school and that today. Wish them luck. I wanted to say love you, mom and dad, and thank you for this opportunity and letting me go. Shout out to my siblings, and shout out to my nan and all that, and everyone else in New Zealand who's helping me through this as well. And shout out to Ainama as well for everything.
Nah, man, we love you, bro, and really, really proud of you. And just know that we're always here. Anyways, mentoring starts again in a couple of weeks, Friday nights. So make sure you log into that and you hook into that just to kind of give you more motivation. But keep up the good work, Katu. Stay in touch, and God bless. All right, be safe there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's another episode of a special episode of More Than Just a Game, special edition. Following the journey of Katu Little, who is now in New Zealand, pursuing his dream via Hamilton Boys, and we know without a doubt that you'll see Katu on the big screens for Super Rugby. Well, it's your boy CA Motivates, aka Coach Chris. Tune in when we relaunch More Than Just a Game, coming at you soon. 2021 is going to be a big year, a year of level up, right? And like we always say, let's go.